Now's the time. We should get it out of the way. Let's do it.
We
Bears,
should
baby.
we
Bears.
should get it out of the way. It's not the way that you want to talk about your team. But hey, it's you. I understand. I mean, there's a lot of just scar tissue with this team in general, and the excitement that the fans have put themselves through with this team. But let's go over it last year, one last time, and then we can all flush it down the toilet, right?
Thank
Uh,
you. Thank you.
they were 5-12. They were fourth in the division. They missed the playoffs. They started 4-2, by the way. They were 26th in EPA per play on offense, negative .072. They were 15th in pass block win rate and 8th in run block win rate. They were 13th in defensive EPA per play, .002, and then 24th in pass rush win rate and 29th in run stop win rate. And then Caleb Williams, 28th in EPA per play, 30th in success rate, just a rookie season from him. So I was interested because they, of course, fired their coordinator mid-season and then fired their coach mid-season. So I just wanted to see how their on-off numbers looked, before and after looked. With Shane Waldron from weeks 1 to week 10 when he was fired after the Patriots game, they had an EPA per play of negative .081, which was 25th. Dropback success rate of 41.1, which was 26th, and a rushing success rate of 37.6%, which was 24th. Without him, from weeks 11 to week 18, they were still 25th in EPA per play, but it was better, negative .062. So they were only losing that many points per play. They were 30th in dropback success rate, even though it got a little bit better, going to 41.2%. So 0.1% better in dropback success rate. And then their rushing success rate got a little bit better, 39.2%. Then over to the defense. This is where it got spooky. With Eberflus, they were 9th in EPA per play. They were really good with him. They were 10th in dropback success rate and 18th in rushing success rate. Without him, 27th in EPA per play, which this was week 14 to week 18. They were already out of the hunt. They could have quit on the season. It is what it is. But just looking at the numbers, not sexy numbers. They were 27th in EPA per play, as I mentioned, 26th in dropback success rate, and 29th in rushing success rate. So, yeah, those are the numbers with and without those guys. And there was a lot of listen, the guys needed to go when they went. So I'm not sitting here saying, you know what, we should have kept those guys. But it's just interesting to look back at a season that had a lot of promise. So from the outside looking in. They have a new head coach, Ben Johnson. They have a new offensive coordinator, Declan Doyle, who I believe is a 29-year-old whiz kid. And then Dennis Allen, who I know a ton of as their new defensive coordinator. They kept just 2 major extensions. Kyler Gordon, their nickel, 3 years, $40 million. He's under contract till 2029. TJ Edwards is an extension, 2 years, $20 million. He's under contract till 2028. And then I had to throw in their fullback, Doug Kramer, for a little $1 million vet minimum. The additions, of course, let's start with the trades. They traded for Joe Thuney. They traded a 2026 fourth and gave him an extension, and then traded for Jonah Jackson. They traded a 2025 sixth and gave him an extension. Didn't like that one as much as the Thuney one, but hey, if he's good this year, then you would want to have that extension. I get it. But I was kind of under the impression of hey, what if it's like a train wreck like it was with the Rams? You could just get out of him. But it is what it is. That's the decision they make. They want the veteran, and it's just, it's taking a gamble on a guy that has had success with Ben Johnson before. Their free agency, I'm going to talk about Drew Dahlman first, just to continue on the interior offensive line. 3 years, $42 million, and then Dio Adingbo, 3 years, $48 million from the Colts, and then Grady Jarrett, 3 years, $42 million. Did not love that one. But they needed interior defensive line help. They needed someone to kind of rush the passer from that spot, so I get it. Their draft, Colston Loveland at the 10th overall pick, tight end out of Michigan. Luther Burden in the second round out of Mizzou. They traded down out of 41 to get 2 round 2 picks at the end of the round with the Bills, I believe. And then Ozzie Trapillo, who's competing for the tackle spot with Braxton Jones. I was surprised by that one. and then Shamar Turner out of Texas A&M in round 2. And then their departures: Keenan Allen, Coleman Shelton, DeMarcus Walker, Tevin Jenkins, and Matt Pryor. So completely overhauled the interior offensive line, got some more little pass catching weapons here and there, and then got Dennis Allen some actual like defensive linemen who can play. Their season outlook question: can the offense / the quarterback just be better than what last year was? Like, that's all I'm asking. Not asking for a lot. Much like the Patriots, this is a pretty like 2024 draft pick centric. This is by any metric, Caleb Williams was bad after an offseason of expectation where it was like, remember the whole like get up segment? Welcome to Get Up. Like, is this the best situation a number 1 pick has ever had? And then like you had to talk about it for 5 minutes about how awesome it was, and you had to like hype up 30-year-old Keenan Allen as like an asset. Like, that was a thing we had to do last year. And yeah, I think expectation on a rookie is never a business I want to certainly like buy into fully. Like, you could say like, oh, Matt, you have the Titans winning a lot of games. Aren't you doing the same thing? No, because I'm kind of just looking at the upside of the possibility more so than, the downside. If Cam Ward is a rookie, then yeah, he's a rookie. But also what he could do in their situation is much more sustainable, I believe, than what Caleb was walking into last year. I think we really spent a lot of time on what the receivers could be, and I think we really looked at Rome Odunze as more of a finished product than he actually is, where the Titans kind of like just went full heads deep on veteran offensive linemen who can play. And I know Ben doesn't like Dan Moore, but they can play. The root of this question is, if you want, like, it's just like the Patriots question. It's the exact same. Like, can the quarterback be good? I mean, that's it. That's all I'm at. Like, that's all you want to know out of the 2025 season is if the quarterback is good. And that doesn't matter if they're winning 6 games or winning 8 games or making a playoff. Like, it's, can you puff your chest out and say, hey, like, we have the guy, and now we can push the chips in the middle of the table for the last 2 to 3 years of his rookie contract to really put some pressure on the NFC conference. We're going to see. And I think that's all it comes down to. Talk about your quarterback, Ryan. Talk about where your headspace
is. Listen, anybody that plays the position of quarterback and starts for my team, I will rally behind. It's something that you guys have seen, let's see, twice now, because at this point, we've made it through the Justin Fields years, and now we're into the Caleb Williams years on this podcast. It's crazy to say we've been doing it for that long, but, and before then, I mean, heck, Ben, I think you and I were friends way back when Mitch Trubisky was still the quarterback for the Bears.
And Nick Foles.
And Nick Foles and, all of that. So, I mean, Ben knows better than anybody as far as the things that I've been through and the people that I've gone to war for. So when it comes to this quarterback, it's no different. And to me, it really sucks to see the negative publicity this guy gets right now because of how much hype he got going into last season as this guy that's going to be the savior of the Bears. And, he's an absolute, like like a must-take prospect. Like, this is a guy you cannot miss on. It's never been so easy for the Bears to just push the button on. This is the guy that's the surefire number 1 pick, no matter who takes him, if it's the Commanders that trade up or who it is. I'm purely under the impression that if the Bears would have gotten Jaden Daniels instead of Caleb Williams and, Washington picked up Williams, I'm purely of the belief that the roles would have just switched. Caleb would have been just fine, and Jaden Daniels would have suffered, and everybody's saying, oh, no, the sky is falling. It's just the Bears. Their Bears are doing Bears things. The cool thing about this offseason, and, I think I noted it when the news had broken, is that they extended Ryan Poles, and when they signed Ben Johnson, they got him through 2029. So now they have both guys. And my biggest complaint over the last couple of years is that my quarterback, my GM, and my head coach are not linked up together. So we're on this never-ending carousel of morons that keep taking three of the most important positions in a franchise: the quarterback, the head coach, and the GM. So without all of them being on the same page, we cannot be a competent franchise. If this doesn't work out, I'm excited for what's next. But I entirely think that it's way too early to make the assumption that Caleb is not the guy. It is still time for, it's not even time for put up or shut up yet. It's time to see what happens in the first year of a head coach that's offensive minded, that has the skills of a play caller to work towards the quarterback's skills. I'm excited to see what's next. And here's the thing about this specific schedule prediction that I kind of want to handle different than any other team that we've done this season. I want Ben and Matt to go first. I'm making the executive decision to go last and not reveal my schedule prediction on anything. I want you guys to completely do yours. Reason why? I hate mine. I hate it. I hate it with a burning passion. I don't like the record that I ended with, and that's okay. It's not a bad record. It's just I don't believe in it, and it's not a grand finale. Oh, mine's the best. You guys are going to be crazy. There's shock value, whatever. I just don't like it. So that's what it comes down to. When it comes to rookies, I'm ecstatic about Colson Loveland right now. From what I've seen on anything training camp, the dude's fast and he's huge, and he's a great route runner. He's a Michigan guy, and I hate saying that he's cool and good at football or whatever, but hey, he's a Bear now, so I can root for him. I'm putting massive stock into Rome Odunze this season. As you can see, here's the jersey. I've got several autograph cards, and I almost bought a helmet with his autograph on it as well. The guy is I probably support Rome Odunze more than I do Caleb Williams right now with the amount of merchandise I have of him. Look at him. He's on my wall. I've been a fan of this guy since we went to the combine a couple of years ago, and I saw him, on, you guys remember this when he did, different drills on the sidelines and everything. And I'm like, listen, this dude is grinding until he gets the score that he wants. That is the kind of guy that I want on my team. And it seems like he's a great guy too. When I'm hearing to, training camps, and, he's signing everything that everybody gives him, and he's a good guy. I don't know. It's the kind of guy that you want on your team, and he's shown a lot of promise. I'm ecstatic about it. I'm ready. I think that the additions, given their crappy contracts, like Jonah Jackson, for example, I'm kind of this dude better work out. That's my take on him. Grady Jarrett, though, I'm really excited to see what he does. I don't care if he's an aging guy. He brings veteran leadership to the room, and a guy like Gervon Dexter needs something like that. Take the pressure off him a little bit. It's an upgrade over Andrew Billings, in my opinion. So with that being said, Tyreek Stevenson, stop paying attention to the fans. Be the all-pro that I think you're destined to be. And if not, get off my football team. That's the put up or shut up question that I have this year. Can we get rid of this guy? If not, that's it. Other than that, like the rest, that's cool. Brisker, maybe stay healthy this year. That'd be awesome. That'd be really cool. Yeah, I don't know. I'm done on my tangent for now, at least. But Ben, yeah, any questions, or not questions, but comments or anything, I guess, going into the schedule prediction?
I'm going to continue picking at the low fruit, just like I did there with the Lions. Really, I think so much of it comes down to that offensive line. Can this offensive line not play like a bottom 30 offensive line? Can we at least get them into the 20s, if not higher? And if you can do that, then I think a lot more can figure it out. You can start seeing more success in the run game. Obviously, you'll start seeing more success in the pass game. And Ben Johnson, your head coach, is coming from a team that had one of the best offensive lines in the entire league. So it'll be interesting. But again, I think a lot of it does hinge on that offensive line play. That being said, I do think you guys improved greatly, and you guys took a very big leap in that position group. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out this year.
The last thing that I want to do, shameless plug, guys, my most excited thing that, exciting, I guess. Most exciting thing that we're doing, in my opinion, this offseason for me and all the Bears fans watching. I remember posting this on the Bears community. So if you guys are from the Bears community, hey, shout out to you guys. I appreciate that on Twitter. But we're going to be posting a Caleb Williams, film review here soon. We're hopefully going to be recording it here shortly, not tonight by any means, but we will be doing that soon. So be on the lookout for that. These guys are going to be doing it with me, and that's what I'm most excited about because they're going to keep me honest. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, and that's part of the reason why I'm having them do theirs first. So without further ado, gentlemen, please take it away so I can write down your guys' records and tell myself how wrong I am about this team.
Yeah, I have them starting 0-2 in the division and then winning the next two going into the bye, beating the Cowboys and beating the Raiders coming out of the bye on Monday Night Football and losing to the Commanders.
Let me just say one last thing. Week 5 bye week, that sucks. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't mention that. That does suck for a new head coach.
Yeah.
Eagles had a week 5 bye week.
We
turned
know.
around the season and look at them. Look at him.
Yeah. Super Bowl, baby. Let's go.
Woo.
Totally missed the going.
I have the same record over these first 5/6 weeks, however you want to say it, that you do, Matt. But we got there different ways. I have them beating the Vikings and then losing the next two against the Lions and Cowboys, and then beating the Raiders, going into the bye 2-2, but then losing to the Commanders.
You have us losing to Eberflus, dude. I thought you were like my best friends, man. Come on.
Yeah, and then
I'm gonna react. I'm sorry.
I have them losing to the Saints because I'm a troll. I have them losing to the Ravens. I have them beating Cincinnati, beating New York, and then losing to Minnesota and losing to Pittsburgh. So, yes, I do have them getting swept by Minnesota this year. I think Brian Flores is a demon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he still owns us. Yeah. Thanks, Aaron. Don't want to live in your world, Matt. That sucks. Anyways, go ahead, Ben.
I have them picking up the victory against the Saints here. I do have them losing to the Ravens, and I do apologize, Ryan. I mean, it's a question that you had asked me kind of in the load-in. I do have you guys losing against the Bengals. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, they're
41 to 38. So
okay. Yeah, an absolute
shootout. It's a fun game.
An absolute shootout for sure.
As long as it's fun to watch, yeah.
And then I have you guys beating the Giants and then losing to the Vikings.
What about the Steelers?
And then beating the Steelers.
I love you. That's awesome.
You finally get your go away against against Aaron Rodgers. You finally
sit down, old man.
We own you.
Dude, I want to go to that game so bad. All right, go ahead, Matt.
I then have them losing on Black Friday to the Eagles, losing on the road in Lambeau to the Packers, and then winning the next three. So I have them beating the Browns, beating the Packers at home, and then beating the Niners, and then losing to the Lions, finishing at a solid 7-10. We'll talk about the over/under once Ben is done.
Yes,
hey, Matt, I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Same. I have the same as you there, Matt. Same exact. I made a quick change on the fly when I was looking over the schedule, and I thought about it more. I do have you guys actually getting swept by the Lions. That actually bumps the Lions record up to 10-7. So we're right there at the line that Vegas has the Lions. But yeah, again, losing to both the Eagles and Packers, picking up those next three wins against the Browns, Packers, and Niners, and then losing against the Lions. The more I thought about it, I mean, the Lions' playoff dreams are going to be on the line at that point, and there's no way that Dan Campbell and the Lions are going to lose that game. But I actually have them one game higher than what Matt does. I have them at 8-9. And that one game, I think, going through it, is that Saints game.
We had a few flipped. You had Pittsburgh,
we had a few flipped, but the Saints game is the one that stands out to me. But 8-9, I mean, it's not above 500, but it's a year that you get to build towards. You get to be happy. Hey, look at us.
And
But no,
that makes sense with the over under. I mean, the over under is pretty much a pick 'em, minus 120 to the over, plus 100 even money to the under. So like, someone is saying 8, the other saying 7. It's at 7.5. So take that how you may. We see this pretty similar to the books.
Let me just say this before I get started with mine, okay? I would be so happy with like an 8-9, 9-8 record. Okay. That's the number I was shooting for. I remember talking to you guys maybe even behind the curtain, right? Like, hey, I'm gonna be realistic with it this year. I have a set number in which I did not meet with this schedule
I'm so
prediction. But
glad you didn't, by the
uh
way.
so the number that I originally had in mind was 8-9. That was the number that I had put into my brain. Without looking at any over-unders or anything like that, I think when I told you guys this, it was right after free agency. And I was like, I'm looking at this. This is what I'm seeing. I'm cool with that. However, I did not meet that. Here we go. I'm going to be giving more of an in-depth thing because it's my team and I love them so much. So Vikings, I have them beating the Vikings week 1. The reason why is just because they're going to take advantage of J.J. McCarthy's first career start. That's really it. That's all I got to say there. They're going to lose against Detroit. We talked about that a little bit. Ben Johnson's going to wish he had that one back. However, I do think it's going to be closer than what people think. They're going to beat the Cowboys. This is going to be a personal matchup. They really want to beat Eberflus. I think everybody knows that. I don't think this next one's going to be close. They're going to beat the brakes off of Vegas. That's it. So 3-1 going into the bye. Then they're going to lose to Washington. That one's going to kill me. And this is really what starts the, make or break kind of season, for me, right? How do you respond to that? Because this is a get back game. You took them to a Hail Mary throw last year. You think you're a better team and you end up losing. So how do you respond? Well, luckily you have a team like the Saints that you can win and rebound off of at noon on a Sunday. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to win that game. Against Baltimore, I'm sorry, Bears fans. We just don't stand a chance to get this team. It's clear cut. I do not like the Bengals defense, and I think that Ben Johnson is going to carve them apart. It's going to be fun. Like you said, I think that it could be a shootout. Who knows? However, in previous matchups, the Bears have been fine against the Bengals, and I'm still going to take the Bears here. Next matchup against the Giants, they will also win that one. They will lose against the Vikings. I assume J.J. McCarthy is either okay here or Sam Howell's going to play and whatever, but we're splitting with the Vikings. With that being said, they're going to beat the Steelers. That one is just going to be a fun one. I wish that one was prime time. I'll be completely honest with you. That would be awesome. They're going to lose to the Eagles here as much as I would love for them to beat the Eagles. They just don't stand a chance on this one. But however, Ben, I hope we get the chance to watch that game together just as much as I hope we get the chance to watch for the Saints, Matt. I have them, let's see, week 14, I believe. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Hold on, wait a minute. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So okay. Week 14 against the Packers, I have them losing. The reason why is because the whole undefeated at Lambeau bit is not going to be very long-lived, and it's going to kill me. It sucks. I don't get to hold that over Packers fans' heads. It's just a Bears thing. That's what they're going to do. They make me sad. And then they're going to win out. They're going to beat the Browns. They're going to beat the Packers. They're going to beat the Niners. I believe that the Niners have a relatively easy schedule. And at this point in time as well, I think they're just going to run into a team that's getting hot towards the end of it. And then they're going to beat the Lions. So my win total, 11-6. Don't like that. I feel like that's way too high. I feel like I'm setting myself up for disappointment. That's not where I'm personally mentally at. I genuinely feel like this is and I mean, I could be convinced at 7-10. That's fine. That's an increase in wins overall for this team. I would say, ironically, as much as I love this team, I'm not as passionate about my confidence, I guess. I'm not as confident in my record prediction.
Oh, we can tell.
as much as I am this next one. Why don't we go ahead and dive into
6,
that?
11. Well, let's not gloss over 11-6.
No.
Stop it.
Okay.
Whoa.
All right.
Let's
All right.
6-1 in the
gloss
division,
over
buddy.
it. Yeah.
So okay. You want me to explain? I can explain a little bit. Okay, that's fine.
Well, to be frank, so again, a little peek behind the curtain. I mean, Ryan had said it. Like he had went
Did you
in
see that,
saying
Ben?
that,
He tried to swing that by. He said, "Let's go to the next
let's
one."
move on.
Let's just not talk about any of that.
No, but I mean, a peek behind the curtain. I mean, like 2 weeks ago now, Ryan was like, "Oh, I have an idea of what I want the Bears at, like in terms of record prediction, and then I'll build my schedule around that." And me and Matt were like, "No, don't do that. That's an awful idea." And somehow you didn't do that, and it's worse. I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but
Dude,
that's extreme confidence out.
Would you have them going in the division?
Division.
Do you just have them split all of them?
Let's see. I split against the Lions, split against the Vikings, split against the Packers. Yeah, split division. Yeah. So let me back this up just a little bit.
Losing 2 outside games. That is.
Let me back this up a little
for
bit.
Sure. But hold on. I I love you, but I still can't get over the 11. I mean, at the end of the day, it is your job as a fan to get excited and have high expectations for this team. But for the Bears to go 11-6, you would be seeing a crazy jump from a lot of things from this football team that is just unprecedented at this point. I mean, it's not out of
unprecedented.
The realm.
That's not. I mean,
the
Commanders won 12. The Commanders won 12 games a year ago. So like,
again,
it's not.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Again, it's not out of the realm
of game of parity.
It is not out of the realm of possibility for it to happen, but for this to be the team that we expect all of this to happen, I think is it's Bears optimism.
Hold on a minute.
Love their Bears, and I'll leave.
Hold on a minute. I cannot stress this enough. I don't like it. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's just the number that
Damn it! Why did you flip like 2 games?
Exactly.
Let me tell you, if I were to
you can't change it now. All right,
no, I can't. I
now.
can't. I just want to go over the games that I was kind of back and forth on at least a little bit, right? So that being said, Vikings. That one has been commonly predicted as a win by Bears fans all over, and even some, ESPN guys and stuff like that, right? My biggest thing is I'm setting myself up for failure there too. I think that this is such an easy win, quote unquote, because this is a rookie quarterback that's going into it that, according to trading camp stuff, they're like he's not looking all that great. And then it's like, who cares? It's training camp. Like, who knows? I could very much be setting myself up for disappointment. And it's very much a Bears thing to do, to just be like, hey, guess what? Not only are we not going to debut our season on Thursday Night Football, not only are we not going to play in the Brazil game either, we're not going to play on Sunday, but we're going to make you wait until Monday to watch your dreams get crushed and start 0-1, right? And then not only that, right, but I have them losing against the Lions when just a year ago, right? I think with the right coaching staff, without a moron in charge of the timeouts, we win that game on Thanksgiving. I genuinely think that. The Vikings are honestly a toss-up to me. That's a really good roster. The only uncertainty that I have with that entire team is just the quarterback, right? But as far as being competitive, and I know, listen, I get it. Arizona, we got curb stomped 29-9 last season. New England, that was the most hideous game that I watched, if not one of them last year. That
was like the lock of your life last year.
That was disgusting. And then Minnesota, right? You look at that one. That one wasn't a close game, despite the fact they still went to overtime in it. And that's why I have a little bit of hope, is because there was still fight in this team. They went to Detroit on Thanksgiving and lost by 3 points. They were a field goal away from overtime, and we just couldn't kick it because our coach doesn't like timeouts. San Francisco curb stomped us. That wasn't cool. But like what I'm saying is overall, right? We were a tipped field goal. We were a bad timeout, no call, and an overtime possession away from becoming positive record in the division last year, right? And with that being said, I mean, I think that there's more stock in this team considering the fact that we're a better roster now. I'm saying we like I'm on the team. So those of you that say that, screw you. I've endured this pain. I'm part of it. But anyways, listen, yes, I'm optimistic. I'd like to make the playoffs. My honest to God, like mentality going into this. And I can't stress this enough. I spoke on it at work and I'm like, I don't like it. I don't. This is what I have them. And I'm talking on paper, which is the fun of the schedule prediction in general. I'm pitting my team against the other ones. I don't like Dallas this year. I don't like Vegas. Washington, they got better this offseason, and I hate to admit it because of that Hail Mary. If that Hail Mary never happened and we lost that game, I'd probably love to watch Jaden Daniels play football. But because he hit that Hail Mary, because Tyreek Stevenson sucks at being focused, I don't like Washington anymore. There's a bit of a rivalry there. You've got New Orleans, which I'm fairly confident we should win that game, but who knows? It's the Bears. We've got Baltimore, which we should probably lose against. Cincinnati, which, hey, according to everybody ever, it's like that's a toss-up game. To me, that defense is awful, so I don't care. Giants, we might screw around. Hey, what happens if the Bears win against the Ravens and Bengals, and they're like, screw it, we're just going to lose against the Giants? This is the unpredictability.
Did you just ask me what if football happens?
Exactly. So my thing is like, guys, like it doesn't like. For me to sit here and be like, this is who I have, I just like my team better than theirs. And that's what it boiled down to when it comes to doing the prediction. To this very moment, right? Before, not last night, but maybe the night before when I was prepping, before I was doing this, I had never gone game by game for this Bears team with the schedule being out. I looked at it and I'm like, wow, that's a tough schedule. Right?
Yeah. What did I tell you? That is what schedule release is. Everybody leaves in May with their schedule release. Like, yeah, I mean, 10, 11
double-digit wins. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
so, like,
time.
Let me just say this to end it off because I'm going on a tangent.
Also, fans win every toss-up game. By the way, like the Vikings game toss-up. We win that. Pittsburgh toss-up. We win that one. The Lions are going to be resting their starters to win that one. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We still have one team to get to, so I'll just leave it at this.
I'm so happy we did this.
When it comes to my hopes, fingers crossed for this Bears team, we could miss the playoffs, and I'd still be happy if this happens. 8-9, Caleb throws for 4,000, Rome 1,000, and a decent defense. I don't feel like that's out of the realm of possibility. Like, what did you say the over-under was? 7.5?
Yeah.
So if the over-under's at 7.5 and they just get over that at 8 wins, and Caleb throws for a little less than 500 more yards than he did last season, and Rome looks good, and the defense is okay, and we are competitive, and it's fun to watch Bears football, who cares, dude? I'm having fun. That's all that matters. So I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, I'm so passionate about this next team.